Alright, hello everybody, we are back with some more Hades 2 1.0 content. I want to do a quick how-to surface guide to explain all the different unique mechanics that can take place upon the surface. Following this, we will continue with our Vow of Rivals boss guide as well, part 3 and 4, which will be Eris and Polyphemus first, and then the Pramocles and Typhon fights after that. Without further ado, let's hop into a run and talk about everything related to the surface to help you win, or just take advantage of all the mechanics you might want to, whether that be a fun run, high fear run, or a speed run. Without further ado, the how-to surface guide. Alright, room 1's nothing special. We get a boon. We have to fight some enemies. There is no choices. I'm playing Badia, we're doing the typical Zeus shenanigans just to move through this rather fast. There we go. Room 2, same thing. Major reward door forced into it, no real choice. Rather fast room, which is quite nice. You get to load up on a ton of boons. Within the city of Aphira. Hello Hermes, sure I'll take a travel deal, who doesn't like extra boons? Now this is where the breakdown begins, the city of Aphira. Probably the most unique biome in all of Hades 2. You hit the birdcage, you get your layout. I'm going to put up on screen now the guide or map to the city of Aphira. Every single room within Aphira is static, meaning anytime you enter that room, it's going to have the same layout, and on average is going to be the same amount of waves and take the same amount of time, which is quite nice. We also got the NPC Medea encounter as well as a mini-boss encounter, so those are two very fast rooms. And then you have to break 6 pylons to free yourself or get around the barrier to get into your next biome. Fight Polyphemus. So you want 6 small rooms. We only got 4 total, which is rather unfortunate. It is what it is. There is also Heracles encounters, can be in any room within the city, which will pause your timer, give you extra gold, and give you an ally in a combat. And then within specifically the HP and magic rooms within the city, and only within the city, you can find Artemis, which will give you a specific Artemis crit boon, and once again pause your timer and give you an ally in that combat. Artemis once per run, only within the city, only within the HP and magic rooms. Heracles once per run, but can be seen in the city, can be seen in the Rift, and can be seen in Olympus. I typically sit here at the birdcage and plan out the 6 rooms I want to do, and then do them in order of nearest to farthest from the birdcage, but if you have some reason to do something else, feel free to do so. It's just what I recommend. The only other thing I'd really like to show off within the city is what I typically do for content runs, and you can do if you're looking for very specific boons from a very specific god, which is just forcing the same god over and over. I'll use Zeus as an example because it's never really bad to have a ton of Zeus boons, so I am going to break my rule here and not do things in order of nearest to furthest. We have one Zeus store shown. We're going to want to do that to clear it off the door. If you don't want to do the room, you could also spend a reroll. But if your goal is to get Zeus boons, and Zeus is already on a door, you might as well do that door. Yes, this is one of the bigger rooms, but it's okay, it's just for illustration purposes. Sometimes it's okay to take like a medium or a large as well if you want something specific. Just know that the room's probably gonna be slower overall. So we get our Zeus boon. I'll take a nice little epic static shock. We'll head out of here. The only other mechanic in the city I forgot to mention and was just reminded is side rooms. They do give you extra rewards. They are quite cool and fun. They do count towards a location, and of course they are going to slow you down. So if you're against great time pressure on a high fear run, or you're trying to go really fast in a speed run, you're not going to want to take them. Now, Zeus is on no doors, so here all you're going to want to do is pick your next door and try to roll into Zeus. More often than not, if it's not on a door, especially if it's your keepsake god, you can roll into it rather easily. You can get another Zeus boon. We can just continue to do this over and over. Eventually, the game kind of gets mad at you and doesn't let you do it to stack up like a million of them. But quite frequently, this is how I just get early legendaries on surface runs, or just stack up a ton of boons from just one god. Really fun if you want to do like a ransom run as well, to just load up Zeus or Hera early in the city, and then keepsake the other one if you don't see them once you're done. Take a big old storm ring. That pretty much does it for the city though, talking about the bosses. NPCs, Heracles and Artemis. as well as showing the guide to the different rooms you're going to want to play or not play. 4 more pylons. We're going to do Medea, we're going to do a hammer, we're going to do that hex room that's a really small, that's 3. And then maybe I'll just risk it for the biscuit and go for the HP room. Not a great room, but it could be Artemis since it is an HP room within the city, and Artemis boons are quite fun. Medea, of course, also going to pause your timer. Going to be a non-combat. Gives you a unique reward that only Medea can give. And then allows you to head on out.
Thank you.
Quite a few strong upgrades at Medea. Corrosion on sight. Traces of Spirit if you want magic. Arm for the Afflicted is a good one too. Make sure to always hit your fountain before leaving. If you actually want the heals, save it till last. If you just want to hit it to make sure you hit it so you can escape. It does force you to hit it before you leave. Possessed Array. For the sake of making this guide nice and quick, not wasting anyone's time, we're not going to do side rooms today. More Zeus, hit me. And we will just finish up with a nice little HP room. Could try to flip one into magic since we did get Possessed Array, I suppose. But I'm okay just loading up the HP considering I'm on 30 right now. You know, air quality is quite cool. We could probably take advantage of that. Sure, you got it. Take a gold pot. Forget the side rooms. We have Greatest Gift of Gaia now, which is quite nice. And get me out of here. Artemis! Darn it. We did not hit Artemis. We did not hit Heracles. Missing Artemis means we won't see Artemis this run whatsoever. Missing Heracles means Heracles can also be in the Rift as well as Olympus, which is quite nice. You can get that extra money and that timer pause in a few different biomes still. Boom! HP. And we're out. We are now at our shop. We get a free boon. We do our boss. Hi, Hef. Forgot we have travel deal. Oh, epic attack. Sure, you got it. Not really that great with Possessed Array, but I'm going to take it anyways. I like Slow Cooker. Might do some cardio gain at some point as well. Storm Ring level. Sure, sure, sure. And our nice little Hephaestus fight. Hephaestus fight. Polyphemus fight. Like I said, our next guide video will be the Rivals boss fights, which is quite nice. So I hope you all enjoy that. There goes Poly. Pretty fast. And we head into the Rift of Thessaly.
Nap time.
Thessaly is a rather straightforward biome. You cannot see Artemis. Like I've already mentioned a couple times, we can get Heracles. On top of that, we can also see Icarus, another timer pause, another ally in a fight, which is quite nice, and another unique boon from Icarus. I'm just going to take Fig Leaf, go as fast as we possibly can, give me a mystery boon for later, we'll head on out. On top of that, we have the NPC of Thessaly, which is Circe, another unique boon given from Circe. Many different options, can only be seen in Thessaly. Icarus can be seen in Olympus as well, so if you do miss them in the Rift, do not fear, they can come back. We hit Fig Leaf right away on the pre-wave of our first ship, which isn't a great skip as the pre-wave usually only has a few enemies. Ideally, if your goal is to go as fast as possible or just get maximum Fig Leaf value, you want to skip an actual combat, an actual wave, but it is what it is. Besides Circe and Icarus, and in our case, since we didn't hit it within the city, Heracles, we can also see a fountain room, which you'll be able to denote by seeing an actual reward on this door instead of an arrow. There is also a mini boss fight within the Rift of Thessaly, either Charybdis, which is terribly slow and scary, or Yargonaut, which is rather fast and free. We got it right here, and we get Hera on a Possessed Array build, so we can go Born Gain and potentially a lovely Bridal Glow on the attack, which is rather funny. We want Yargo. Please, yes. Now, Yargo can be scary, especially with Vow of Shadows, because there will be a second Yargonaut. Don't get me wrong. But even if it's a lot scarier and you take a lot more damage to Yargonaut, by George, it's a much faster fight than Charybdis could ever manage to be, which is rather nice. Go ahead and hit the Bridal Glow. We'll get the Barn Gain later. Hit my attack for me. That's a darn shame. That's going to do absolutely nothing considering we're one away from air quality. Oh well. I tried my best. So there was our mid-boss we already mentioned. Talked about Circe and a fountain showing up. The only other thing, on top of Heracles and Icky Sticky, you can see within the Rift, is a trial. You can also get a trial. So 2 more boons, and you skip a boat for the sake of a trial. Usually about the same speed as a boat, but of course you get 2 more boons, which can be quite nice. Attack down to 5 seconds as well. This is location 23. We finish with the final boat of location 25, meaning that this is mid-shop. You can also get mid-shop in the Rift. There's so many things I just keep forgetting. You can also tell this is mid-shop, not only by location number of 24, but also the fact that the front left side of this boat is all put together. Has some shields, has some jewels, very nice. The final shop's front left of the ship is always destroyed. And we get Hera again. Can't afford 2 boons, but I would love a barn gain. Do I have any magic? No. Will I click Silver Wheel in Olympus? Absolutely. So, location 24, if you haven't taken any side locations, is the second to last boat. Location 25 is the last boat. Then it will be your final shop, and then you will do your Eris fight. One other thing that can help you go faster or skip a boat within the Rift of Thessaly is if you get your mid-shop, and then within that mid-shop you have your Zagreus fight. You could potentially skip an entire boat and instead do the Zagreus fight. Do I recommend that? In a speedrun, if your mid-shop is 24? Yes, actually. I think it's faster. Not sure, but that's what people have been saying. In a high fear run, absolutely not. Zagreus hurts. You get hit by him once, it's just not worth it. Go do the boat, please. I don't know. Maybe if you're the best to ever do it, and you feel more confident in a Zagreus fight on 62 fear, then be my guest. You'll never catch me dead or alive doing that. Anyways, 25 is our final shop. 26 is our final shop. 25 is our final boat. And we are into our Eris fight. This fight's rather straightforward. You just try to stay behind Eris and deal as much damage as you possibly can. Can't wait to click Silver Wheel in Olympus. You can always iframe her bombs, make sure your cast is down. If I had enough for an Omega attack, I could also be setting those up in between her phase transitions, but it's okay. And then once you get Eris low enough, one more phase here. In this phase, you can come down to the bottom right pylon, and you can always force her to spawn down here by doing this. Ta-da! Makes it for a very easy kill. A very easy kill. So that is about that for the Rift of Thessaly. I hope that makes sense to everyone.
That's that.
Now for Olympus. So, we already mentioned that Heracles can be here. We already mentioned that Icarus can still be here. If you haven't seen them, they are once per run encounters. Give me the health. Give me the silver wheel. Give me death. Besides that, in Olympus, you can actually get Chaos Gates, which is pretty darn cool, and we'll skip a location. You can also find Athena, rather slow, but if you're not doing a speedrun, it is nice to get that safety boon. You can get attacked by Atos, or Itos, which is Prometheus's bird, and will spawn an extra wave. That is just objectively bad, and it doesn't pause the timer, and it's not very fun, but it can happen. It's worth noting. There is also a mid-shop in Olympus, which can skip a room and give you those extra boons. There is also Dionysus, unique Dionysus boons, only tied to Olympus, and is going to skip a location. Take some Looming Ignition to go with this Possessed Array. And some more magic while we're at it. Besides mid-shop, Chaos, Athena, Heracles, and Icarus, if you haven't seen them, as well as Dionysus. In our case, we can also get a Fig Leaf skip, which is quite nice. There is also a mid-boss in Olympus. Now, of course, the way the mid-bosses work is you get to see the mid-boss as many times as there is a mid-boss. However, that rule does not apply to the city, since your rooms are all just spawned in at once. And it does not apply to the Rift of Thessaly, because you're forced into a mid-boss. You're never going to have a choice on the Rift. You just go from boat to boat, and that's a-okay. Give me a Thunder Rush with air quality, just for fun. And a Hef mini-boss. However, that rule does apply in Olympus. So in this case, I was shown both my mini-boss doors right away and was forced into it once again, but if I wasn't, you could see it once, skip it, and you would see it a second time, guaranteed, since there is 2 mid-bosses in Olympus. The Draken, which we fought, and of course Talos, the named mini-boss, the great automaton. Hello, hello. Okay, that Smithy Rush is kind of really funny, and I'm going to take it, and you can't stop me. Sorry, air quality. that pretty much does it for Olympus. There are all the potential skips you can get. Besides that, you really just want to clear out your rooms as fast as you can, like always. Or be as safe as you can if you're on high tier. Well, a mix of both, I guess. Nothing too special. I actually think the surface is rather straightforward. Once you get over, like, the weird city static room stuff, things just kind of happen and you play. I guess I should mention there is also a fountain room. I forgot about that in Olympus. So you can get a fountain room, which will just give you a heal and another combat skip. And Icarus in Olympus is tied only to outdoor rooms, because there is indoor and outdoor rooms. Also, taking doors does not guarantee an indoor or outdoor room. You still have a chance, even if you take a door, to get thrown outdoors. As I mentioned it, the fountain room spawns. Very cool. Get a heal, get a free reward, not have to do a combat. So that is another thing. Some people talk about trying to stay indoors, but you're not always guaranteed. However, you are guaranteed to go outside if you take a launch pad door, which are the little circles on the ground versus the big old doors we've been taking. I believe that's it for Olympus. Sorry if this guide is a little informal. I just thought it best to just do a run and talk about the nuance of the surface. Hope it all makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Okay. More doors. Location 37. This will be our final shop. We didn't get much in Olympus. It's pretty standard now to have a really fast rift due to the changes they made. It's pretty standard, especially if you're looking for all small rooms in the city and resetting otherwise to get a really fast city. It's really standard to get a really darn slow Olympus. It's the roughest biome on the surface without a doubt. It is what it is. I do accept this message. Give me some flash fry, some more slow cooker. And then I will not be trading for that. Give me some controlled burn, just some more slow cooker. Didn't have a Hestia core, so we can't get the chain reaction. I'm using rolls to try to load up my attack. Okay, 5 second Smithy Rush. Anyways, on to the Prometheus fight, and then we'll talk about the nuance of Summit. There really isn't much to it. I guess I can start talking about it right now, actually. For the most part, if you have Fig Leaf on, you want to skip Room 1, because that's going to be the slowest room. With 1.0, they added a new Room 1, which is much smaller than the only Room 1 that used to be in Summit. Something. Guys, I forgot. Cool. And then besides that, you just proceed through the Summit rooms. Do what you can. Clear the enemies. Mini-bosses, you probably want to fight the twins instead of Spawn, in my opinion. That's a lot easier, especially if you have Hitch. And then definitely the eye over the tail. The tail is just so slow. Oh my Lanta. 1, 2, 2, 3, 2. And then you just go to your Typhon fight for the most part. And your surface run is complete. This little how-to surface guide, the map I'm going to add in during the city section. And then the Vow of Rivals boss guide for Polyphemus and Eris. And then Paramocles, which is Prometheus and Heracles, as well as Typhon. Should help anyone out struggling on the surface, I hope. At least that's the goal. At least that's the goal.
See you later.
But yeah, TLDR, many skips to hit.
Mine.
Inside for Fountain, outside for Icarus. Very cool. Yes, incredible, wow. Am I on strength? Oh, I'm on strength. Hey, that's neat. Give me a ghost onion and some armor. Let's wrap this one up. So like I said, ideally you just Fig Leaf from 1. That's typically the longest room, especially if there's land dragons popping up and down. And we did! Yippee! We get to skip all of that. We did get the bigger, worse room of the 2 room ones as well. Very happy to not have to play that one out. Oh, this enemy is guarding itself. I don't really know what this enemy does, but it's okay. Take some bombs for our attack, potentially. And our first mini-boss is Spawn! Weird dash attack. Another one. There we go. Cleaned him up. We cleaned him up. And we'll get a couple more normal rooms, and then mini boss again. Down to a 2-second attack off 5 seconds is pretty darn cool. Don't mind if I do. If there's anything else you think I forgot as well, let's help everyone down in the comments. Put it down there. I'll pin some good educational, informative comments, hopefully, maybe, potentially, hypothetically. I'm liable for none of this. Boom! And typically, Arcana nor Fear. If you're doing High Fear, I mean, it's 62, and it doesn't have to be, but there's no, like, surface-specific Arcanas, really. I would say nothing really changes. The speedrun setup, you do not want to use Vow of Shadows, because it does not help you go any faster, so it's just 6 Fear, which I'm using today, which is just the Frenzy. I guess that's something to note. Hello, Electric Overload and Air Quality, that's pretty cool. Turns out that Heroic Static Shock was actually useful all the way up until the Typhon fight. Hi! Give me a Zeus Spoon. Give me a Zeus Spoon! Hey! We got the Legendary. That's pretty darn cool. Alright, finish this up. We did get Eye, it was a lot faster fight. You kind of just slam into it and it dies. Much more appreciative of that over the Dale fight. And then we're into Tiffany. We get to see Xbox Connect Zeus today as well. But yeah. The city definitely has some nuance. The Rift is super straightforward. And then it's just down to... Oh, I left this egg alive. No! Then it's just down to knowing what you can and can't hit within the Rift and Olympus. But for the most part, I mean, you're just taking rooms. I wouldn't even recommend, like, oh, I have Icarus, let's stick to the outside. Or, oh, I want to try to force a fountain, let's stick to the inside. Because even if you try to click an inside door, it can just shoot you outside either which way. Only really thing to denote is, if you see Dio, take it. If you see a shop, take it. If you see a shop and a mid-boss, and it's your first mid-boss showing, obviously take the shop first. Because you'll get the mid-boss offered again. But everything else kind of just happens to you. All through the Rift and all through. Thessaly. God, I think I'm dying. Okay, we lived. We did it. It pretty much just boils down to take small rooms in Aphira and use the map to help you out while you learn them. Because at this point I have them memorized. And then once you do that, just hope for the best when it comes down to the Rift, Olympus, and Summit. And that's the surface. Yippee wahoo. Fun run, cool build, great guy. Alright, thank you all for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to keep up with more of my Hades 2 content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks again for watching. Okay, bye. Rival's Guide to follow. And a massive thank you to my members for supporting the channel. John Costello, Zuko's Honor, Horia Dragomir, Avocado Anna, Gayud, Meist Jr., Shag Daddy, Vetatoid, Rob Wallace, Katarina V, Seneca, Ticola, Hideki 504, Andy Fu, Saint Naive, But What About the Hostages, Nightcrawler, Paul, Shoshin, Nathan, Mininet, Andrew Reddick, Quib, Fish and a Boo Boo, Tomas, and Nick J. 38.